Saint Prisca's name has always been dearly loved, especially in England. She is one of the few child martyrs whose names have come down to us from those early days. Prisca lived in Rome, and her parents were from a noble Christian family. Claudius was the emperor at that time, and though during his reign the Christians were not persecuted in such numbers as they had been before that, still many cruel things were done here and there, and it was a dangerous thing to be a Christian. Prisca's father and mother had managed to keep their secret and were not suspected of being Christians. They probably went to church in the secret chapels which the Christians had dug deep in the ground under the city. In these dark, gloomy catacombs, as they were called, the Christians held services directly under the feet of the cruel Romans, who were passing overhead without suspecting what was going on so near to them. Prisca, however, did not feel the need to take precaution. The young girl openly professed her dedication to Christ. She believed in Christ and wasn't scared to show it. Some of the villagers reported her to the emperor's officers. Eventually, she was taken by the guards and brought before the emperor. Claudius was surprised at how young she was and thought he could change her mind and make her obey him. He bade his men to take her to the temple of Apollo and make her offer incense to the beautiful god of the silver bow. So they carried her to the top of the Palatine, one of the 7 hills on which Rome was built. They gave her incense and demanded her to throw it in the fire for the sun god. Prisca knew it was wrong to worship false gods and refused. The emperor became angry and told the soldiers to whip her until she obeyed. She would not obey, and the people of Rome thought it was cruel to treat a child like that. The people admired her bravery. And then a beautiful thing happened, for Prisca appeared dressed in a robe of yellow sunshine. A wonderful light shone all about her, and she seemed herself a little star giving out light. Claudius ordered that Prisca be taken away to prison in the hopes that she would abandon Christ. When all efforts to change her mind were unsuccessful, she was taken to an amphitheater which was filled with people. Prisca knew what this meant, for she had often heard how the Christians were put into the arena to be torn in pieces by wild beasts. And kneeling down on the sand, she made a little prayer, not that she might be saved from the fierce beasts, but that she might have courage to teach a lesson to those fiercer men and women who were looking on. The door of a den was opened, and a great yellow lion came out. With a dreadful roar, he rushed into the center of the circle. The great beast strode gently up to her. He bent his head and licked her bare feet. Then he crouched down by her side. There fell a great silence on the tented place. The emperor and all the people sat perfectly still, wondering at the strange sight. The lion did not hurt her, but he did not save her from death. The emperor admired her bravery and gave her one more chance. Prisca was placed in the heathen temple and told to sacrifice to the gods and give up her faith. By now, Prisca was ill and tired, but still she would not give in. When they finally realized that she would not give in, they brought her outside the Ostian gate, and she was to be beheaded. She never cried or screamed, or was even afraid. When she died, a great eagle hovered over Prisca's body. When the Romans came near, the eagle came down with dreadful cries. No one dared to touch Prisca because they were scared of the great eagle. Finally, the Christians secretly came to bury Prisca's body, and the eagle let them take her. They buried her in a secret cemetery where the Romans couldn't find her.